Barbie is directed by Greta Gerwig and written by Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, and tells a story about how Barbie in Barbie Land, cast by Margot Robbie, who is called stereotypical Barbie, is starting to malfunction. She walks on her toes, but her feet are starting to hit the ground, and she's having thoughts about death. So she ventures out into the real world so she can figure out who's playing with her, so she can make them feel better as well as stop herself from thinking about death. And Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, joins Barbie on the ride so he can protect her. But he ends up causing more trouble in Barbie Land. So, what did I think of this film? I loved it. I thought it was really damn good. It's really funny. It has a great message to it. And Ryan Gosling is fucking incredible in the film. But in all seriousness, I think this is a really good movie. There's a great script to it. The cast all around is great. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling being the great standouts of the film. And it's just an incredibly well-made film. Easily my favorite aspect of the film, aside from Ryan Gosling as Ken, is the production of the film. Set designer Sarah Greenwood and decorator Katie Spencer pull off a magnificent job bringing the Barbie world to life. It honestly feels like Barbie houses are big and the Barbie world is fully realized. Everything is to scale. It looks incredible. And one of my favorite aspects of the design of this film is how the Barbies interact with like the brushes and milk cartons and just the little toys that you play with the Barbie toys. There's a brush that Barbie brushes her hair with, and the bristles aren't individual. It's just one giant clump. I was so glad that that detail was there because it's just fully embracing this silly idea of Barbie and how everything in the Barbie world is like that. And I love those little touches throughout the film. And nothing looks fake too. Of course, you can tell that the backgrounds aren't all real. It's probably green screen and whatnot. But it all looks really damn good and it fits the tone and look of the film really well. Jacqueline Duran is the costume designer of the film, and damn, the costumes are great in this film. They're fun, they're colorful, they're vibrant. They're expressive of the characters wearing them, and there's so many costumes that each character gets a chance to look as fly as they could in every scene of the film. You get Margot Robbie in a bunch of different dresses and whatnot, and you get Ken in a giant fur coat and all these other cowboy-esque costumes he wears throughout the film. It's incredible. All the costumes in the film are great. And aside from the production and the look of the film in the Barbie world, I think the film looks really good in the real world as well. The soundtrack for the film is really fun. There's a lot of great songs made for the film. All the songs are great. Man I Am by Sam Smith. I'm Just Ken being my favorite part of the film. The Ken beach battle at the end. It was so damn cool. That song's so damn great. Even the Billie Eilish song, What Was I Made For, I think, at the end of the film, it's really good too. And it brings a lot of heart and emotional weight to the film. Another great touch on the film, messing with the whole idea of Barbies and how they're toys and whatnot, is how they lay down and how they walk around and move and whatnot. I think that's all really fun. There's a scene where Barbie is laying on the ground because she's in an existential crisis, and her body lays on the ground as if an actual Barbie doll were to lay on the ground with their legs like this, their body like this, and it just plop down like this. I think it's really fucking funny. I think the film is well written as well. The film was like a satire on the patriarchy and matriarchies and yada yada yada. How women are treated in this world and how the Barbies think that they did so much good in the real world. How women are treated in businesses and how men view themselves in patriarchies and whatnot. It's a satire and everything. It's taking the shit out of not just Barbies, but just everything involving relationships and the roles between women and men in the real world. I don't see this film as a man-hating film or a yeah, go girl power, men suck. Because there are things that women have to deal with that I'm almost positive that men cannot understand. And the fact that a lot of people are enjoying this film, more specifically, a lot of women are enjoying this film for the themes that the film has to say, I'm glad for that. But the theme and the execution of that is where the film kind of loses me. And to be honest, I think Ken had a better arc than Barbie in this film. You can actually see the tragedy that Ken goes through in the film, and he realizes that he is Knuff and how he doesn't think he's enough on his own, but he has to come realize that he is enough and he's not and Ken, he's Ken. And I like that about that character. But with the whole Barbie subplot with her existential crisis, I didn't feel that the relationship between her and America Ferrera and her daughter in the film, America Ferrera is like her owner, and she has to go figure out why America Ferrera is dealing with the issues that she's dealing with. Those really aren't set up all that well. The relationship between her and her daughter aren't set up at all. And yes, America Ferrera has a great moment in the film where she just blurts out everything and she spills all these emotions that she's feeling about being a woman and how hard it is. And I get that. It's just that in context of the film, the story being told that we're seeing, I didn't get anything from that in the context of the film because nothing about her emotions in the film are set up. It's just thrown out to us. You could say don't look too deep into it, but in context of seeing the film and the plot as that, I don't think all that stuff was set up, even though I do think it's still an important message and moral to tell. I just wish it was presented and built up better. There's also a moment where Barbie is having an existential crisis in the film where she doesn't feel like she's good enough to do anything. I don't know where that came from. There's no moment where she does something and can't do it. So that moment where she feels like she can't do anything and that she's useless, I don't get it. There's also a moment at the end of the film where the Mattel team, led by Will Ferrell, who is really funny in the film, he has some great lines and great goofy moments in the film, and they're shitting on the whole idea of a patriarchy at Mattel, even though it's most likely not like that in the real world, but it's just there to explain the themes of the film, that being that women aren't as powerful as the Barbies think they are in the real world, whatever. There's a moment in the end of the film where Will Ferrell goes out and says, yes, we need to return everything back to the matriarchy that you guys had in Barbie Land. And the Barbies go, oh no, we can't do that because I don't think things should be the exact same as they were before. And then things are the exact way they were before because Ken comes back to the Barbie Land and he tells all the Kens, yo, there's something called patriarchy in the real world where men rule everything instead of women. And it honestly makes the film more fun in that case. I love all the Barbie Land stuff, but all the Ken stuff in the film is honestly really fucking funny. It just felt kind of weird that President Barbie says, no, we don't want things to go back to the way they were. And then things just went back to the way they were before. It just felt a little weird, and it felt like it wanted to do something more than it wanted to be. And I didn't feel like it succeeded in that. And I also think that the film goes on for just a tad too long. There's a moment at the end of the film where Barbie is trying to make a decision in her life, trying to figure out what to do at the end of the film. And I think that moment goes on for just a tad too long. Even though I'm a sucker about living life, I love movies where the morals and the themes and the big picture of it all is just live life. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I could feel my eyes getting close to starting to water up. Not cry, but oh, damn, I can, sympathize with that. But I don't think it was all too well set up, and I've seen the film twice now. And there's a moment where Barbie is talking to America Ferrera's daughter in the film, and she wants her to tell Barbie thank you for, being her favorite toy. And the little girl just shits on her. And I get the whole idea is supposed to be, it's a little kid saying these things. She's like a tween, she's like 13 or whatever. But it's weird is that all the stuff she's saying, it isn't really built up. It's just, oh, Barbie's bad because you set women back this far and giving us impossible standards to live up to. We don't see that built up. We don't see this stuff built up. All we see is that Barbie goes to the real world and sees, oh, women aren't in charge, like, super quick. And I get it. It's a satire. It's taking a shit out of it. But I just want a little more build up in the context of the plot and the overall film in general. It may sound like I have a lot of negatives with the film. I don't really. It's just the execution of the morals of the film. I think the morals and the themes are great. I just don't think that they were as strong as the film could have made them out to be. But overall, I still had a great time with this film on both watches. It's really funny. It looks great. It takes the shit out of Barbie and real world problems involving men and women and their power dynamic. The costumes and the production design are all great. The songs are really well done and they fit the tone well for the Barbie world. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are obvious standouts for the film, especially America Ferrera when she has her great scene. But I honestly think that Ryan Gosling knocked it out of the park. You can feel the pain the man is going through. I love Ryan Gosling in the film, but that's not to say Margot Robbie isn't great in the film. She's really damn good in the movie. She has a lot of great scenes in the film. And this isn't a film, it's not like it's a Barbie movie, so it's for kids. This movie's for everybody to enjoy. That's why Ryan Gosling's in the movie, so all the guys can say he's literally me. And so the girls can ogle at him because he's really good looking too. But it's just a really, really, really fun movie all around. And I don't think I'll get bored watching it again. I could watch it a third time, a fourth time. I'll buy it on Blu-ray once it comes out. It's a really damn entertaining film. It's one of my favorite films I've seen all year. It's doing really damn good at the box office. I think it's at, if not over, $800 million worldwide just after being in theaters for, 2 weeks? What an achievement. What a good movie. I just have some small issues with it. I'm giving Barbie a B+. So, tell me, what did you think about Barbie? Did you love it? Did you enjoy it? Is Ken literally you? Or is he literally me? Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll be back with more enjoyable content like this. So, yeah, bye.